Hello, I'm Assistant Commonwealth's Attorney Dan Laren here once again with a case of the week. Today, Assistant Commonwealth's Attorney Katie Mattingly and I are going to talk about a frequent flyer, a gentleman who has been in and out of the system for most of his life. Katie, how did this case come to your attention?
This case came to our attention in September of 2010. An elderly victim was in the Kroger parking lot leaving with her groceries when she was approached by the defendant in this case. His name was Edward Cruz, and he snuck up behind her and he grabbed her purse, he dragged her to the ground, he caused some bruising and some cuts to the victim, and then he fled. Within the hour, he had spent about $1,400 on beer and diapers and candy bars. He fled the police. The video was placed onto Crime Stoppers. Several tips led to the identification of Edward Cruz as the suspect in this case, and he was arrested in November of 2010.
Now, I looked at this case in preparing for today's presentation, and I learned that it took almost 2 years for this case to come to trial. It wasn't tried until August. This case had been put through the system. The defense had requested, appeared to be 5 continuances of trials that had been set. There was a competency evaluation done of the defendant. And finally, the case did go to trial. And Katie, did you participate in the trial of this matter?
I did participate in this trial. It was a very interesting trial. The defense presented some witnesses, one of whom was a doctor that tried to establish that the defendant couldn't run at the time that the crime occurred, even though there was video of him running. There was another witness, another doctor, who tried to testify that, who testified that the victim had a head injury that caused some issues, some compulsive issues, and he'd actually received that head injury when he was escaping from Blackburn Penitentiary.
How about that?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I looked up Mr. Cruz's criminal history. He is no stranger to the criminal justice system. He has about 14 or 15 prior convictions, 10 of which are felonies, which include burglary, theft, bail jumping, and flagrant non-support. He has violated probation 3 times. He's violated parole 3 times, in addition to the escape where he was injured and caused his impulse control problems. What did the jury do with this case?
The jury convicted him of robbery in the first degree and fraudulent use of a credit card. He was sentenced to 20 years, and he'll serve 85% of that.
And as a violent offender and a persistent felon offender, again, Mr. Cruz will not leave the penitentiary until well after I retire, until almost when Katie's ready to retire.
Mm-hmm.
That's the case of the week. I'm Assistant Commonwealth Attorney Dan Laren.